Is 17 points over Princeton and 19 over Cornell. Now we go to the men's 1,500-meter run final. This field of 12, again, similarly stacked. Sam Ellis, the sophomore from Princeton. James Lee, freshman from Penn. Alan Siegler, the junior from Yale. Michael Pointer, Penn junior. Justin Cornett, a Penn freshman. Solomon Fountain, sophomore from Columbia. Nick Dahl, sophomore from Yale. Henry Raymond, junior from Dartmouth. Sam Ritz, the Columbia senior. Rock Johnson, the Cornell senior. Jeremy Spizio, the senior from Princeton. And Nick Pfeffer, the sophomore from Dartmouth. Dahl came in with the best time of the year this year in the Ivy League, 3:45.51. He was third in the mile at Ivy Indoor Heps, won IC4As. And he'll look for his first Heps championship after he did not even run at Outdoor Heps in his freshman season. Meanwhile, Sam Ritz was the indoor mile winner at Ivy Heps, the senior in his final races for Columbia today, at least his final collegiate Heps races, looking to go out with a Heps win after winning indoors. He was 15th in the indoor mile at NCAAs last year, but he has never produced outdoor Heps results. He was only 8th in this race outdoor Heps last year.
Yeah, he's not running quite as well as he was indoors. I mean, he was a sub 4 minute miler indoors. 3:46 outdoors is 3:45 is equivalent to like 4:03. Yesterday he made a big move in the middle of the race, but then kind of got run down. So that might, I don't think that would really help your confidence a whole lot. But the two heat winners yesterday were Henry Raymond of Dartmouth. I mean, he's a 4:02 miler in the past. That was remarkable to me. He had not run a track race all season, indoor or out. And he goes out and wins it. And Coach Harbaug's like, yeah, he said he didn't feel great. Of course he didn't feel great. He looked so good. And then Yale's Alan Siegler, the junior, ran indoors. He ran very aggressively in that race and wasn't afraid to go for it. Ended up just 6th, but he looked good yesterday, winning the heat. But this is a really wide open race to me. I mean, there's 6 or 7 guys that literally could win this. You can't sleep on Princeton's Sam Ellis. I mean, he battled for the title indoors, came by Ritz on the final lap, on the final turn, but ended up 3rd.
Two Dartmouth runners go to the front on this first lap, Pfeffer and Raymond, and I love that it's those two in front because this shows one of the great things about track and field is that size doesn't matter. Raymond is the tallest runner in this race. Pfeffer is the shortest runner in this race, both running for Dartmouth and both out in front.
Yep. Doesn't matter if you're tall or short, as long as you're fast. But, they're really jogging here. Really.
Yep.
I mean, this is like
similar to the 10,000 last night, which started slow and tactical, ended with a Columbia win for Zabilski.
75 there, Bill. We're running 5-minute mile pace.
Well, let's see for Columbia if that slow start pays off like it did last night. Sam Ritz of Columbia has moved into the front. 2 Lions in this field, Ritz and Solomon Fountain. Last year, it was a win for William Paulson from Princeton. Tigers' Garrett O'Toole was 2nd. Cornell's Chase Sullivan 3rd. All seniors in this race last year. This has been a race historically won by seniors. Rob Napolitano 2 years ago from Columbia won it in his senior year.
Yeah, it's such a good event. Normally every single year at the Heps that it's hard to win anything out of senior. Paulson's gone on to Arizona State for a 5th year. He's gone sub 4 in the mile this year. Ritz will be going to Washington next year. So, these guys are in demand by some of the biggest programs in the country.
Here comes Ellis to the front with 2 laps to go. And a surge right up the middle from Nick Dahl, who wanted to make sure he muscled his way into a good spot. Rubbings racing at the 800-meter-to-go mark.
It's good to see him get going, otherwise somebody will go down. I mean, it's just too slow when you're running 72nd pace. And, if you want, me to pick, the long shot pick of for this race, because it is really wide open, 2:24 800. So they just ran a little bit faster because 70.
Oh, we got some bumping again.
But, Bill, my Let'sRun.com long shot pick would be Jeremy Spizio of Princeton. He's a senior. He's more known as a 5,000-meter runner. He's a very talented guy. He's never scored at all in the Heps, but Coach Vigilante was very high on him. He's like, look, he's in the toughest major at Princeton, mechanical engineering. He's turned in his thesis. He's just focused on the running. So we'll see what happens here, but it's anybody's race with 500 meters left.
Raymond still out in front. Now movement from Sam Ritz. The Ivy League Indoor Mile champion Ritz and Sam Ellis, your top 2, with Raymond there as well as we get to the bell.
3:09 at the bell.
Solomon Fountain from Columbia also moving up into the top 4s. He runs on the outside. Fountain into 3rd. Raymond surging outside of Ellis, your top 2.
3:23 at 1,200.
Penn's James Lee right in that early mix as well. Ellis on the inside. Raymond in the center. Fountain outside. And now Ritz tucking in along the rail in fourth.
That was 27.9 for that 200. They're moving. It's going to probably be a sub 55 last 400.
Inside of 150 meters to go. It's Henry Raymond on the inside. Solomon Fountain behind him, but Sam Ellis surges back again for Princeton. Raymond and Ellis, shoulder to shoulder. Here comes Spezio up the backside, moving into third. But Raymond pulls away. His first two races of the season net him a heps win in the 1500.
What a talent. How does Raymond do that? 56 on the last lap, but you don't run indoor track. You don't even run outdoor track, and you show up and you win the 1500. I mean, you normally need to be race sharp for this. Really remarkable stuff. Ritz moved up for second and snagged Ellis at the line. And then Spezio, so Princeton goes 3-4 to get 10 points in the team standings.
Ritz surges for second, 4:06.18. Ellis third, 4:06.26. Spezio fourth, 4:06.28. Rock Johnson of Cornell takes fifth. Solomon Fountain rounds out the scoring in sixth. Penn goes 7, 8, and 9 to just miss out on the points.
Yeah, the race reminded me for Ellis a little bit of the indoor competition where he went around Ritz, but then sort of ran out of gas at the very end of the race. You know, he made a big move. You can't fault him for it. But Raymond, man, is that impressive.
Henry Raymond pulls away for the win. You're watching him come across the line, and now you can see him talk with Simon Rosenwasser.
Henry, I know you're still catching your breath, but I mean, cold turkey. You come in here. This is one of your first races, and you get another win. How's that feel?
It feels great. You know, I didn't know what to expect coming in, but just followed my coach's strategy. It worked out, luckily.
What was the strategy?
Well, I didn't plan on taking the lead. It was all about being on the outside in the lead. 300 to go.
Strategy paid off, Bill.
It did, and Henry Raymond, I think we're underselling it even a little bit, how remarkable it is that he didn't run all indoor season. He hadn't run all outdoor season, and he goes 2 for 2 on the weekend, winning his heat yesterday and winning the Jam Pack final today.
Yeah, he is a big talent. I mean, 8th cross country, but that is crazy. I think, Ritz he's a little bit probably tired. It's been a long season. Not quite as he probably was indoors, so being fresh helps, but it's going to be interesting to see what Raymond can do. He doesn't have a regional time, so he needs to go to a last chance meet this next weekend and find something to try to get into that, because you'd think if he would only be getting better over the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, now the updated scores after that event see Princeton still in the lead. Dartmouth up to 13 points after 9 events.